He's building immunity for hell so they can't find a way to torture him. Yeah, he is literally doing the Russian sleep experiment in real life. This streamer is slowly killing himself for views.
Alright, so the goal here is to stay in solitary confinement.
Oh my god.
500 hours alone in complete darkness with the world watching your every move.
Oh, this is the same guy that wasn't sleeping for like days and days on end on stream, right? I don't even think that was fake. I think that was real. Norm. Yeah, this guy was keeping himself awake for days and days on end.
This is exactly what YouTuber Normie is doing as I write this video. People started first noticing him and he began streaming some of the dumbest and most dangerous challenges ever recorded. One of his most infamous stunts was his attempt to stay awake for over 260 hours, which is nearly 11 days straight, which can quite literally you. During that stream, he started acting strangely, losing.
Dude, I feel like if you're hurting yourself this much, I feel like YouTube maybe should step in. Unless he's like faking it, I feel like YouTube should maybe step in and stop this guy from destroying his mind and his body. And because if they don't, he's just going to keep doing it. He's going to end up dead. He's going to end up with permanent psychological damage, but he's also going to end up dead. You know, I'm usually against YouTube stepping in, but I feel like this might be a case. If somebody was cutting themselves live on YouTube, YouTube would ban them, right? If somebody was opening up their arms, YouTube would be like, all right, this guy's self-harming. We're going to ban him. That's what this is. Staying awake for days and days on end. He did this to himself. Who cares? Well, I would just ideally not like this guy to on a live stream on YouTube. He's just having fun. Yeah, he's having fun. He's just having fun, man. I don't know. It seems kind of unethical to allow this guy to continue doing this on their platform. He's literally himself for views.
Focus, slowing his words, and even experiencing hallucinations.
Is he being forced? No, he's doing it himself because he gets attention for it. He gets live stream views for it, right? He's doing it because when he does a stream about this, the latest VOD, 1 month in solitary confinement with no light world record, this video has 100,000 views on just the VOD.
Casio is here, Welter Cortsia Mac and Fur. Don't mind them, Yap could ignore those chats. Next time I think the don't.
And like all the people in the chat are telling him to stop, but like he's not going to. He makes money off of it, right? $10, Norm gets food, a $5 handstand, $20 straight jacket for 15 minutes, $50 mouth tape for 1 hour. Honestly, calling the police when he's hours away from victory was the worst decision because now he's going to do it again. He probably will do it again. This is the fucking Russian sleep experiment. What is going on? What is going on?
Don't listen to the loud voices of loud mouths, listen to the voices of the...
And his audience saw the impact of the challenge on his health. So Normie's content usually follows a similar pattern. He sets up a risky challenge, streams it live, and invites his viewers to see him struggle through the discomfort and danger. And just last month, Normie started what would become his most extreme and unsettling challenge, a month-long live stream where he locked himself in a completely dark room with no natural light, minimal sound, and little interaction. For over 20 days so far, he has isolated himself from the outside world, only showing a faint outline of himself through a night vision filter.
I'm gonna miss Halloween, I'm gonna miss my birthday party. You know what, originally I was gonna go out drinking on my birthday.
What are the psychological effects of isolation? Like, psychological effects of solitary confinement. And I don't even think solitary confinement usually means complete darkness. Those with mental illness are overrepresented in solitary confinement, despite the vulnerability and threats to the mental health of those incarcerated. Research shows the effects of solitary confinement on mental health are often fatal, both during and after incarceration. Half of all suicides in prisons and jails occur in solitary confinement. A recent study shows the long-lasting effects that any amount of time spent in solitary increases the risk of death in the first year after release. Individuals are 24% more likely to die in the first year after release, including from suicide, 78% more likely, and homicide, 54% more likely. They were also 127% more likely to die of an opioid overdose in the first 2 weeks after release. Jesus. Among many other mental health experts, Dr. Stuart Grassian, a psychiatrist, observed the devastating mental health consequences of the practice. Solitary confinement, he found, caused either 1, the exacerbation or recurrence of pre-existing mental health issues, or 2, the onset of acute mental illness. So it can literally, if you're perfectly mentally healthy, it can give you mental illness. That is fucking insane. And this guy's doing it to himself. I mean, technically he can leave at any point in time if he wants to, but Jesus, he might not come back from this stuff. Yeah, he's I mean, whether or not he makes money off of it right now, he might be permanently psychologically damaged from this. Make red rooms great again. Yeah, start that movement, bro. You become turbo gay. It's like being regular gay, but also gay for women. That is dark. Imagine you go in gay and you come out so horny you would even fuck a girl. That's just disturbing. That's just disgusting.
Was left to face the mental strain and isolation that comes with his challenge. No clocks, no distractions, and no idea how much time has passed. All whilst thousands of viewers tune in day and night. His only connection to the outside world were the occasional interactions with his viewers when they would donate through text-to-speech. But even those were sparse. Their goal was to see if he could endure the full month without breaking down or leaving the room. The challenge tested not only his physical endurance, but his mental resilience as well. And as the hours passed, Normie's behavior began to change. Viewers reported seeing him grow more withdrawn and erratic, without a normal sense of day and night.
I would fake it. If there was a way to fake it, I swear on my life I would fake it. I would rather fake this than actually do it.
His sleep patterns became chaotic, and sometimes he would just stay awake for extended periods, pacing back and forth or talking to himself in a barely audible tone. Other times he would sleep for long stretches.
Why are this guy's friends letting him do this? What kind of fucking friends does this guy have? They are like horrible people. Letting their friend destroy their own mind. His brain is just melting out of his fucking ears, and you're like, well, he's making money doing it. He paid me $10. He paid me $10 an hour, so I would come in and put a straitjacket on him when chat donated $20. So, I get half of it. That's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal, man. His mom and brother, his mom is letting him do this? His brother is letting him do this? That is sickening. That is actually sickening. That's like disgusting. His mother's letting him do this? Is this in her house? That is psychotic. Her kid is going to blow his brains out in 6 months. And she's going to be like, well, he made some money doing it. How could I have known? How could I have known that not sleeping for 260 hours straight was bad? How could I have not known that not sleeping for a full week was bad? How could I have known that him being in solitary confinement was bad? Call CPS. I think he's an adult. I don't think he's underage, so I don't know if you can. Technically, he can do it if he wants legally, I think.
Stretches, curled up in a corner as viewers watched silently. The impact of the isolation started to show in his facial expressions and his restless movements and his occasional mumbled words that hinted at possible hallucinations. Then, at 458 hours into the challenge, he'd really start to lose it mentally. Normie appeared to be struggling more visibly. He would sometimes stop and stare.
Dude, you're this kid's mom. You're in the other room making dinner for the whole family. He's next door going fucking insane. You're just like, oh, well, just Normie being silly again. Just Normie being silly on his little live stream career. What is wrong with... If this is fake, cool. But if not, this is like extremely disturbing. The thing is, a lot of the reactions people have when they're in these crazy situations, they just seem goofy because you can't believe someone doing that, right? You can't believe someone reacting that way. It is funny. His reaction is funny, being like, breaking a keyboard over his head. That is funny, but I don't think this is fake.
Into the darkness as though listening to something that no one else could hear, and he spoke to himself more frequently, his tone shifting from calm to anxious. At one point, he even mentioned feeling a presence in the room, which obviously scared his viewers and led to even more people tuning in, eager to see if he would break under the pressure. On the 7th of November, things went from bad to worse, as his mental state seemed to be declining rapidly when he actually started to eat his own door off.
Someone called Fun Games is saying bad things pretending to be me.
As Normie now approaches the final day.
The thing is, he might be playing it up when he's eating the door, Boss Man Jack style. He might be playing it up, but realistically, he's still losing his mind, right? He's still losing his mind. He doesn't have any interest to keep himself occupied. Yeah, dude, if I was locked in a dark room for one day, I would go crazy. I would have eaten every single wall to get out of there, okay? If they put me in solitary confinement in prison, I will fuck the wall. I will use my cum as acid to get out, okay? I would go absolutely insane.
Days of the challenge, his health and mindset seem increasingly more fragile. Some fans urge him to stop, worried that the prolonged darkness and isolation were pushing.
It's like, bro, please stop, Dono. Bro, please stop, don't do this anymore. Don't do this anymore, man. $50 dono. Shit on the floor. It's like, come on, bro.
Him too far, but Normie is determined to see it through, insisting he could finish the full month-long stream, as he is actually down to beat similarly stupid challenges. Like as I said, when he attempted to stay awake for over 264 hours, and in that challenge, which took place just in August, he aimed to break the world record for the longest time without sleep. And during the live stream, viewers witnessed Normie's gradual decline as sleep deprivation took its toll. At times, he would just fall asleep asleep involuntarily, only to be jolted awake by his brother Don, who assisted him throughout the challenge. Don employed various methods to keep Normie awake, such as splashing
His own brother, man? What kind of sick fuck do you need to be? Like, I get, like, you want to be famous live streaming. Obviously, doing a crazy challenge is one way to do it. It will, you know, make you popular to an extent. You'll get some donos off of it. But, like, realistically speaking, is this really worth it? Like, is it worth the long-term psychological damage? You won't even get to enjoy the fruits of your labor if you've lost your fucking mind, if you're in a straitjacket. Like, come on. I feel bad for laughing. What if this is really real? I think it is real. I don't think you should feel shame for laughing because you're just behind a screen somewhere watching this guy. Like, you're supposed to necessarily feel bad for him. You don't have to feel bad for him. I've laughed at a ton of fucked up shit online because it's like, his reactions are funny, but it's still like, you can laugh at it and still acknowledge like, this is so twisted. You don't have to get into like some kind of depressive state because of how fucked up it is, right? Because someone across the world is sad. You don't have to. But realistically, it is still really twisted. This is twisted. He asked for it. Yeah, but like, I still think it's fucked up. If he asked for it and all his friends wouldn't help him and they stopped him from doing it, it'd be like, oh, okay. How would this be faked? I mean, the way you would fake it is you would have like a loop running. Basically, like you would have a loop of the video running so people think it's real. Nobody's really paying attention, but people would figure out that it's fake eventually. People looking through the VODs would figure it out, right? This doesn't seem fake. There's so many hours of VODs that seem like unique footage.
Water on him and engaging with him in endless conversations. As the stream progressed further, concerns for Normie's health escalated. Viewers flooded the chat with messages urging him to stop, fearing the potential long-term effects of such extreme sleep deprivation. Like, you know, dying maybe. Some even attempted to get his location to send medical assistance to him. Despite these warnings though, Normie persisted, determined to reach his goal. Guinness World Records has ceased recognizing sleep deprivation records due to the health risks. And ultimately, Normie's no sleep challenge was cut short when YouTube itself intervened, removing his live stream after more than 250 hours due to the concerns about his well-being. Though completely unfazed, Normie continued to stream on other platforms.
But that's the problem. He's just going to do it again. He's going to go somewhere else and do it again. When he's back on YouTube, he's going to do the same exact content once again. Like, with stuff like this, you kind of, if it's real, you kind of just have to punish it early on, right? Or at least make it so we can't make money off of it. I don't know. Because if he couldn't make money, I don't think he would be doing this. If he's really crazy, he would. But I think he's doing it for money. He is somewhat rational, right? At least at the beginning, he sees like, okay, if I do X crazy challenge, I will get a bunch of views off it. It's the same thing as like, this guy's doing it and the harm is on himself, but it's the same thing as all those kick streamers, the IRL guys like Johnny Somali, who know they're being insane. They know they're being fucking crazy, right? But to them, it doesn't really matter because the benefit of making money on live stream and getting like a few hundred viewers watching you, right, outweighs the negative effects of society hates you, you get beat up, everyone around you fucking hates you, right? But this guy's entire family must just fucking hate him. They must just want him to die if they're letting him do this.
Forms, including Kick and Rumble, until he reached his target. Following the completion of the challenge, he slept for 38 hours straight, live streaming the whole thing to his audience. And Normie's no blink challenge is perhaps one of the strangest and most uncomfortable of the stunts today. The idea was as simple as it sounds, to keep his eyes open for as long as humanly possible. No blinking and nothing to relieve the pain. And what started as actually quite ordinary quickly spiraled into a tense, nerve-wracking test for both Normie and the thousands of viewers watching. In the first few minutes of the...
But that's not totally accurate because some of the viewers watching like it. If there's that many people watching, it's not all, you know, morbid curiosity. Maybe at first, because we had like a normal YouTube channel before this point, the people watching are watching at a morbid curiosity and maybe some level of concern. But at a certain point, you just start accruing sickos, right? People who like seeing him hurt, people who get a, you know, who get kind of a sick pleasure out of watching someone hurt themselves.
The challenge, Normie looked calm and focused, his eyes wide and completely open. He joked with his viewers about how easy it seemed, laughing off the concept of eye strain. But as the minutes ticked by, the tension started to grow. His eyes began to water, redness began creeping in, yet he pressed on. The strain was visible.
He's on serious drugs. That's what I thought with the sleep stream. Like, I can't imagine you're not on some kind of amphetamine if you're not sleeping for that long. I don't think you could do it. I don't think it's possible. Like, your body would just shut down. You would just fall asleep. You can't force yourself. Even caffeine at some point is going to stop working. It's going to wear off if your tolerance is high enough, right? You're just going to fall asleep at some level. So it has to be some kind of drug use going on. Just a ton of fucking meth, a ton of crystal, bro.
And every twitch of his eyelids, every flinch as his body fought
You can literally watch his eyes dilate in real time.
against the overwhelming urge to blink. The chat was filled with mixed reactions as some viewers were cheering him on while others begged him to stop, worried about the damage he might be doing to his eyes, as he could quite easily just go blind from doing this. By the time he passed the 1 hour mark, Normie's face was full of determination and discomfort.
Why? Blimey, Harry.
He's going to make it.
Magic solutions to their problems. Now, we're best left alone. At this moment, the boat...
He looks crazy.
No!
Though even after failing literally minutes away from beating the record, he kept going, kept pushing himself beyond what most sane people would endure.
Why even keep going at that point? Why not just stop the stream to do it again if you're this crazy? Isn't the whole point the record? Like, well, I guess the obvious answer is there's still people watching the stream. People just saying, just start over. So he blinks once, he'll just start over right away.
As he then approached the 2 hour mark, his resolve started to crack. His eyes fluttered, his jaw tightened, and his entire body tensed as he fought to keep them open. Finally, after an hour and a half, he had done it, beat the previous world record of 1 hour and 31 minutes, and was now the no-blinking champion. The challenge itself left him exhausted, with raw, aching eyes, and a look of relief. It was a small victory to keep his eyes open that long, but one that showed how far he was willing to go to keep his audience hooked.
He's just a menace.
Even at the cost of his vision, the no blink challenge became a defining moment
I mean, his vision, his mental health, he's willing to sacrifice it all.
for his channel, drawing in so many new viewers who couldn't look away from the painful spectacle he was willing to endure for their attention. Subscribe for more videos to watch while you eat.
Dude, that's really disturbing. This guy just needs fucking help. He's building immunity for hell so they can't find a way to torture him. Yeah, he is literally doing the Russian sleep experiment in real life, which when I was a young child, I thought was real. We read the Russian sleep experiment not that long ago on stream, and it wasn't nearly as scary as I remember. It was pretty corny. The interesting thing about him is what he's doing is so fucked up, but he's only hurting himself. He's not hurting anyone else. I guess you could make the argument he's, by doing it on YouTube, he's influencing others to do the same by seeing that he gets attention from it, but I feel like the bigger thing is he's ruining his own life.